Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Chaile Time. Toby, how are you?
I'm well, Tepo.
I'm good, thanks. I
And
haven't seen
yourself?
you. I haven't seen you in a minute. I'm good.
Yeah, but you on leave, man.
It's not that long.
It's a few days.
It's a few days. How about it was refreshing, eh?
But Tepo?
So what have you been busy with?
No. Before we get to that, what do you make of Trump that won the elections?
There's always, how do I put it? There's people who likes Trump and there are people who hates Trump. Eh? I don't know where to
They've got a love-hate relationship.
They have but now, apparently, mainstream media wanted to demolish Trump, but he won anyway.
You can hate him, you can love him, but that man wins. For me, he's like Jacob Zuma. The two are the same, man. Just
see what's happening.
They're strong, Those people, these other politicians, I always say this, and I'm saying it of Trump too, but I always used to say this of Jacob Zuma. You may or may not agree with him, but all these other young politicians, when they were in diapers, Zuma was fighting apartheid governments.
Yeah.
It's not kids, this man. It's not children. but even some of the old guys, even like Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma and those guys, these are big people, man. These small guys these days, we want to tell them what to do.
You see what is happening?
Trump is like that too. He's been around, that guy.
EFF is now running to Mkonto. It's chaos. I don't know how he's...
They're seeing the real Ubaba.
I don't know how is our friend with the red berets sleeping at night and then how is he applying his mind into this.
Anyway, let's not talk politics.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise I also think we are spreading fake news like the news.
Mainstream media.
Yeah, like a chap was bloody fake news, eh? We're living in we're living in a post-truth world. Yeah. You know what is the truth? Whatever the strongest person say it is.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah, that's the truth. So platforms like this, people don't really take serious, but that's when we tell the real deal and the real story. We shed the good light. Because I was also watching the McG podcast. You know the McG podcast? That's where I heard that. You know what? Mainstream was busy trying to demolish Trump, but he won anyway, He survived.
It's actually good we're talking about this now. Talk about fake news. And today we're also going to talk about unions spreading fake news. That's it.
But I wanted to catch up with you, how you've been, what you've been busy with, before we get to the crux.
I'm doing a lot of consulting these days. Still retrenchments, small and large scale retrenchments, trying to get more support for our charity. And then, behind the scenes, keep on developing the concept of Chaile time.
Yeah, no, you are waking day and night on that.
Look, next year we want to launch a bit of an upgrade, And then also we're making a lot of educational movies. So we're doing film shoots. I've been working on scripts. So there's a lot of work going into Effectus harmony education.
Are you still into labor relations and labor law?
Everything is labor law. Everything is labor law.
Okay.
I just don't fire people so much.
I'm just worried that you are going too much into filming and editing. You are becoming a paramount.
No, we do. It's marketing. That's how you market businesses and all that.
Oh, that's great. So what are we talking about this week?
I said fake news already, but anyway. Union and their fake news. But claiming less to gain more. The value of voluntary compromise. Tsepo, employers and employees, they have their rights. But sometimes to be more successful, not only in this employment relationship, but also you as an employee, if you want to be more successful in life, sometimes you don't always have to claim those rights. Sometimes you must just focus on the relationship. You need to negotiate. Because I'm talking about a company now, which we're going to discuss now. You're also involved.
Yeah.
The unions and the staff, they were standing on their rights. They've opened Pandora's box only to hurt themselves.
I was actually telling a colleague of mine the other day that, whenever I go to do for meetings at malls, like your certain cities and what, I pay for parking. Ne?
Yeah.
So I always tell her that I don't really need to claim this money back. She asked me why. I'm like, so what if they're going to say, when you knock off on Friday, use your own money to pour petrol in your car so that you can go and buy bread and stuff. She's like, yeah, you are right. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't have to claim all those 10 rands, 20 rands. Yes, when you look at them in a year, it's a lot, but sometimes I use the petrol for my personal.
You've got a company petrol card and you use free petrol. Yes, so claim. And I'm not saying you mustn't claim it. I'm just saying conventional wisdom. Yes, go ahead and claim, but employer, they have feelings too.
Yes.
It's like a marriage, Chaile. And today's message is really for employees and unions. Because if I have to put my employee hat on, I feel so sorry for employees sometimes. They are in this abyss of ignorance. They engage unions, because apparently unions, and obviously I'm generalizing now, so unions don't shoot me now, okay? We are involved with the union now, okay? It's all about personal gain. It's all about greed and lust for power and whatever, short-term vision. But at the end of the day, the employees trust the union and they just end up giving bad advice, not really looking at a situation holistically and not focusing on the relationship. They just throw the law book.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's like a marriage. Your wife, if you're going to throw her the law book all the time, your rights in this marriage, soon she's going to start throwing that book back at you. And believe me, women throw harder than men. I'm always of the belief the army shouldn't consist of men, it should only consist of women. Women can fight.
Too much.
Ooh.
I know.
Men will still talk over a cup of coffee and try to negotiate a settlement. Women, shit, there's no settlement.
It is my way or the highway.
That's it. Anyway, so I'm involved in the case at the moment. There's this retail company, and we spoke about it briefly before. So let me just update a bit. It's this company where the payroll is a bit up in shambles, whereby staff were getting paid incorrectly. They're doing payroll manually on an Excel sheet. So in terms of the staff's contracts, they must work 195 hours per month, and then they get an hourly rate, which is aligned with sectoral determination 9 for the wholesale and retail sector. So everything there is fine, but if they work 195 hours, this is what the monthly salary will be. But now the contract very clearly stipulates, pay will vary depending on how much hours they've worked, depending on their shifts. So obviously, if you work less than 195 hours, then pay will be less, because his pay is calculated based on hours times the hourly rate, hours worked. So this whole year, financial year, from March to now, they've actually overpaid staff. They've paid them for work. The payroll person made a mistake. They've paid them for 195 hours a month, but the staff worked on average between 100 and 140 hours a month.
Oh.
And that's including our Sundays and public holidays. So they've been overpaid roughly about 800 Rand a month, 900 Rand a month. So a lot of them, all of them, cross board, owes the employer between 5,000 and 8,000 Rand for the year so far. So that's where we alluded to last time in terms of sort out your payroll, because your payroll system forms the basis of legal compliance. Because if the Department of Labour walks in there, or the bargaining council agent or whatever, they want to know attendance registers, did you pay overtime, did you pay basic, are you complying with minimum wages, did you pay Sundays and public holidays and so. So to a large extent, your payroll system is the backbone of legal compliance. It's the pay issues. That's where we raise it now. Now the case evolved more and further. So the staff in the union went to the CCMA in terms of a Section 73A dispute, claiming about two things. One is company not paying them Sundays and public holidays. Why? Because on the pay slip it just says pay. There's no breakdown. So there's nothing in the basic conditions that specifically say you must break down the pay departments, if you're going to put it that way. But it's not wise You know, you should break it down so staff can see.
Everyone
Otherwise,
can
you
understand
open all
what is
these
happening.
legal lawsuits and whatever the case may be. So, but we have explained to them, if you go calculate, if you take the biometric clock sheet, you will see that if you take the normal hours, you take the Sunday hours, you take the public holidays, the company still overpays them. It was like 800 Rand a month each. The second complaint was uniforms. The company made a mistake in that they will provide uniforms but deduct it from the staff. It's not really so much, you know, it's like 300 Rand a year or so, because it's not a lot of money really. But now they're demanding payments for Sundays and public holidays and uniforms. So at CCMA I went there, and if you know or don't know, a Section 73A dispute, the onus to prove rests on the applicant, in this case the union on behalf of their members. So we sat and said, okay, where's your proof of... You know, I had my bundles in my little suitcase here somewhere. I didn't put anything up. I just sat there with empty hands. I said, okay, show me your proof of anything. You know how unions are. They first file the CCMA case and then they try to investigate at the CCMA. So the commission said to Baba, you come here when there's a dispute. There's no dispute. You haven't even spoken to the employer yet. Go have a meeting. If there's a dispute, then come back. So they withdrew the case.
Yeah.
And that led to the meeting you had with him last Friday.
Yes.
Okay. But this is now where it gets interesting. Because so in the week, now they wanted all the staff biometric sheets, fine, it was given to them. They wanted the breakdown from March to October, every single one in terms of the hours and the hourly rates and what they worked, and the demonstration that they were over or underpaid, and it was given to the staff. And with that, a letter was given to the staff saying, listen, in preparation for the meeting, we as a company, let us share our mind so long. We propose, okay, because now they want 3 years back paying uniforms. Okay, so it's roughly 900 Rand or 1,000 Rand, okay. So we proposed, let's forget about the payback the money of the uniforms. As from the 1st of March next year, with the new financial year, the company will start providing uniforms for free. So there's a corrective action there.
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, we don't have to back pay anything. We call it quits. But more importantly, as from the 1st of December,
We're going to pay you as
you can get paid as per your contract of employment. That means each employee is going to get like 800 Rand less on their pay. Seppo, what happened on Friday when you walked into that meeting with the union and the shop stewards?
I walked in there with my chin high, you know, all confident with my bundles and everything. Started doing the attendance register, introduction around the table and everything. And they're like, yeah, so when are you paying the uniform? I'm like, gentlemen, aren't we gonna try and bargain here? Let me show you the bigger picture and then, you know, no, we're not interested in what you're bringing here. Don't tell us about that. It's your own problem that you overpaid the staff. It's your own problem.
So they agree?
Yes.
By implication, they agree there's an overpayment thing here.
Yes, it's your own problem. Don't involve us there. That's your own negligence there. You don't involve us. We are only focusing on the. I'm like, but that's not what we're gonna show each other so that we can find the light at the end.
You were there to discuss Sunday
Yes.
pays, public holidays pays, overpayments, uniform payments.
They're no longer interested in that.
They're not interested in anything except uniform.
Uniform. Then I'm like, we concede on that. The company concedes that they do owe staff money for uniform. But let's talk. No, you're not gonna talk. Tell us when are you paying us the uniform, man? And I'm like, nah, it's fine. Then I showed them the letter again. We're not gonna even look at this letter. What is this letter? What does it mean? What is this letter? I'm like, okay, no, it's fine. But there was this one lady. Look, you know, my heart, I got touched. I don't easily get touched when I deal with this thing because you don't have to use your emotions. You have to be factual. But this lady, I could see the way she was sitting. She wanted to understand what is the really proposal, but she was just taking it. So, you know, man, stand up, let's go. This guy's here it's full of nonsense.
So she said that?
Yeah, they said that. It's full of nonsense. We'll see each other in the CCMA. If we're gonna strike, we're gonna strike. Then I'm like, strike. Then I remembered the other store there in Pumalanga. You remember?
I remember that one, yeah. I remember.
Where they got sued for damages and stuff. Then I'm like, do they really know what they're getting?
But Tsepo, this is the thing. They're getting emotionally so involved that they're ignorant. They don't know the laws. They don't know what's going on. Because the thing is, the union didn't explain to them Section 34 of the Basic Conditions of Employment Act.
I tried to code it.
Subsection 34 deals with deductions. Okay. Subsection 5. An employer may not require or permit an employee to A. Repay any remuneration except for overpayments previously made by the employer resulting from an error in calculating the employee's remuneration. And you know what's the bad part? If you read case law, with all other deductions, you must get written consent from the employee. With this one, you don't.
You don't need an AOD.
There's no hearings. There's no written consent here. It's an overpayment. You got the money. The company can take the money off. Oof. And this is now why I say claiming less to gain more. Because if you look at this holistically now, I'm saying, okay, you had that meeting on Friday. Obviously, look, it's a new union in the workplace. They've been there like 2-3 months now. So obviously they want to gain support.
Yes.
So you know how unions gain support? They're very short-sighted. It's like political power. It's like we're going to show the employer, we're going to put our finger in their noses, whatever the case may be. And yes, there's room for that. I get it. But sometimes you also just need to have a bit more wisdom. Okay. So I'm saying, now in this meeting on Friday, if I have to read the body language and what they say, they don't disagree with the overpayments. They're saying it's a company's error, it's their negligence. Yeah. So they agree with the overpayments. Yes. Because the breakdowns was given per person with their timesheets, everything was above board. Should they not have said, staff, let's talk, and then approach the company and say, okay, use this as opportunity to negotiate. Maybe we should not stand on our rights. It is like playing chess. Some of us now, when we play chess, we only look at the next move. Yeah. We don't look at 3, 4, 5 moves in advance. You know? And it's like driving a car. Hey, I'm giving a lot of lessons here today. When you drive a car now, you don't only... In the 1980s, 90s, there was this South African good driver, Sarel van Merwe, I think was his name. And he always gave tips. When you drive, you don't only look at the scene right in front of you. You try to anticipate in advance what the cars in front of you are also going to do. So you try to work, so you need to focus on the road. You need to try to work out, okay, what if that car now actually suddenly make a left turn or right turn, and what will the impact be? You know, you need to think like that, because now I'm saying this is a great opportunity for the union and the shop stewards to say, listen, okay, we have a situation here. The company is not running away. They are acknowledging some of their mistakes, and they've already addressed it. They are saying from March next year, we're going to provide uniforms for free. But now, the union, because of this mistake, and you know what? The employer didn't realize the mistake until the union opened this Pandora box. Poof, suddenly, all these monkeys are popping out. Yeah. Okay? Should the union not have said, okay, let's try to negotiate with the employer and enter into some kind of settlement to say, okay, let's continue the pay as it is. Or even if it must change, let's have minor changes. Try to influence the process. Let's forgive the uniform deductions. But let's also similarly forgive the back payments. And between you and me, because we work with the employer, yes, the employer won't mind to forgive the back pay. They actually won't. But they want the employees equally to forget about the uniform deductions. Because ultimately, this company's going to pay the employer 1,000 each. They're going to pay the employer back between 5,000 and 8,000.
I even use this word. Let's try and see if we can bargain.
They should have bargained to the interest of the members and the staff. They were not doing that. They are just focusing on gaining support and playing this more cases. Political game.
You deduct that money, we're going to open another case. You deduct that money, we're going to open a mutual.
As if opening cases is this big issue. If there's a case, you go and go deal with the case and whatever comes out of it. They're like, oh, keep a case, a CCMA case like a sword over your head. I mean, my goodness, what do they think? The CCMA is going to say, yeah, employer, you're wrong. You must pay back the money. Okay, great. But the CCMA can't stop us from deducting the money back.
Yeah. So I guess, like you said, people want to gain.
Cut your nose, you spat your face, né? Opening Pandora's box. There's a lot of cliches.
But yeah, let's see how it goes, because
And the interesting thing is now I've seen there's been a lot of union resignations. So it's now backfiring in the union too.
yeah, because some people do understand now.
Because now in this case, the union had 60% membership.
Yes.
They're now starting on 45. There's another 2 union dismissals coming now in this week because of gross misconduct. And the recognition agreement says if the union goes less than 30%, they're out of the door. So I'm like, yes, you're cutting your nose to spite your face, eh?
Yeah, no, it's bad. But
I feel sorry for the staff because at the end of the day, they are caught up in this abyss of misinformation, fake news.
so what's going to happen from the 1st of December?
The company is going to pay them right, pay them correctly. And they're going to be deductions over the next 6 months to fix the payroll errors. And you know what the interesting thing is, which I didn't even tell you now. After that meeting, I drafted a letter and sent it to the employer, which I gave to all the staff, bypassing the union. To say, guys, this is what's going to happen. We talk to you directly. Let us enter into a settlement agreement. No CCMA case, no uniforms back pay. No employer deductions. Yes, we're going to start paying you correctly still from the 1st of December. But you know what? Even that's an opportunity to be negotiated. So if you approach your staff directly now, apparently they don't care. They want to go to the CCMA.
Okay. And remember, I always tell this. People think the CCMA is a cash cow.
Yeah, they think so.
People think the CCMA is people think, I've dealt with this one gentleman. He didn't even want to listen to the commissioner. The commissioner asked, what is that you want? How do you want to resolve this man? Tell them to pay me, commissioner. Tell them to pay me. But what is that they must pay you? No, you must tell them. You know this thing. You are the man of the law. Tell them to pay me. The commissioner is like, can I get someone to come and explain to this gentleman that I don't have money to say to these people they must pay them what? What is that you are owed?
But Tsepo, even from a strategic perspective, every business needs to strategically plan his future, okay? So I'm like, if I was the union, I'm like, okay, look, the CCMA is a gamble. You may win, you may lose. Even from the employer, we can be confident in our case. It doesn't mean we're going to win the case, okay? But still, you balance the odds. If I'm the union, I will say, okay, overpayments. The company, okay, does have a legal right to fix overpayments. Yes, the company owes the uniforms. Let's just think one step ahead. Let's say, yeah, Viva, we go to the CCMA. And what if the company wins? Every union member will leave. That's the risk. Do you think the staff is going to stay with the union?
No.
If they have to pay back 8,000 each and get less pay from the 1st of December. And I'm not saying a company will win or lose. I'm saying if I was the union and you play this chess game, okay, there's a good possibility this is not going to turn out well for the staff, you, the union. They're going to probably lose everyone.
Yeah.
But, yes, I don't know.
No, but
we play chess only here.
We comrades, so a luta continua.
So, claiming less can sometimes gain you more. You don't always have to stand on your right. So if your wife asks you to go wash the dishes, don't say you did it last time, it's her turn.
Just
go wash the bloody dishes.
So that you can have a peaceful night.
Because you're going to sleep in the other room.
Once again, let us do the job for you. Because now you see now, if it was not the issue of the union coming in, the company was not going to be aware that they were overpaying their staff. Now from the 1st of December, they're going to be paying their staff correctly.
Damn.
So let us do the dirty job, focus on the zeros as a business.
And let us do your payroll too.
Yes.
We do payroll services. Then the staff will be paid correctly.
100%. And we're going to break it down correctly. Sunday time, normal time, public holiday.
At a professional payslip.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.